enjoying their Tuesday and having a blessed Tuesday at that. So today I'm going to go ahead and showcase this beautiful teenager, we'll call her because she's not a baby anymore. This is a Hoya Publicalyx, pink silver Hoya Publicalyx. So this one I believe has pink flowers. She hasn't flowered for me yet, but I'm hoping one day I'll get her to flower. So I do have her, so for her lighting, I give her bright indirect light. She hangs on a rod here it's a closed rod, which is a good idea if you want to hang your plants, I mean, especially Hoyas, but it's a closed rack, hanging rack, and my mom had gifted it to me, and I'm actually going to get me a few more just because you can move the plants around with it and whatnot. So I really like that idea for hanging plants. So with her, so she gets bright and direct light from a west window. I've put her all the way up close against, not up against the window, but right in front of the window. And then I've moved her back where this rack is and you see the window. But if you put her too close, if you let her get direct sunlight, so the way my windows are, like I said, it's west, and I always say there's a building right blocking there's a building in front of me. We're both two-story buildings. So with it being a two-story and I'm in a two-story, you get bright light because the building is not blocking the sun. Well, it diffuses the sun, but it doesn't block it from getting good sunlight. So it's bright all day long, and I keep my windows open. I keep the blinds up, and I keep the windows open all day. So there's air circulating on top of, I have a fan constantly rotating in here as well. So that's pretty much the lighting I provide her. Now I have let her, I was letting her get, I have most of the Hoyas on the left of the window. For some reason, that's really good bright and direct light. But on the right side, you can get direct sun, and it comes in almost 30 minutes throughout the day. Direct sun, where the sun is just beaming right on you. And when you do that with Hoyas, they will bleach out. Their leaves will bleach out. And some of hers did that, and I had my oblivata over there also, and she was bleaching out as well. So I moved them back away. And so I've learned, you know, it's trial and error. I've learned their happy space is on the left side. Not, you know, they're still in front of the window, but on the left, because the sun ends up coming around. And I'm in Sacramento, California, so the west, it's, you know, the west sun is basically, the sun is coming around, and that's when it starts to set, and it's on the right side of the window where it gets direct sun in my kitchen and my front room. So I've learned, you learn a lot, trial and error, and you learn from the plants. The plants teach you. I've done research on plants as much as I can. I watch other people's videos, which I advise everyone to do, but also a lot of stuff you have to learn on your own, because what's good for someone else might not be good for you. I've always said that I let my plants teach me. They do communicate. You just have to learn to listen with your eyes. So, you know, because once again, you could be listening to someone's information and they're telling you what to do with how they, treat their plants, but they could be in another country. They could be in another state, another atmosphere. You just don't know. So you want to always learn how your house, your apartment, if you're leaving your plants outside. None of my plants go outside. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I don't have a patio, so all my plants are indoor plants. So all the care that they get are indoor plant care. I don't have air conditioning in the front and in my kitchen. My room is air conditioned, but I don't have any plants in there as of the summer. Once I'll start winging all my Sansevierias back into my room by the end of next month. And how I'll do that is they're right now getting full sun. They're getting as much sun as they can right now just to help them thrive. And then once winter comes, they'll be starting to transition into my room. So anyhow, back to this beauty. So she does have speckling. I've seen the speckling with extra sun, and I've seen it without extra light. So I believe the speckles just are part of her leaves. So some they'll be real speckled, and then some aren't. You know, there's just little freckles throughout her leaves. So, but yeah, she, I believe, grows a pink flower. And I'm hoping one day I'll have a Hoya bloom for me. But if not, I'm patient with them. You know, I don't want to rush them into doing something that they don't want to do naturally either. So I'm good with the foliage on my Hoyas for now. It would be beautiful to see them bloom, but I've seen how they look in person bloomed at a greenhouse. So I'm pretty sure. I can't wait, but I can. So anyhow, she's huge. This girl has grown so much. She's big. She's beautiful. You know, she will reach all over the place. So I try to put her little tentacles to put on here to hang. But a lot of them, I just let them hang all over how they want to. She's not hurting me. It's not harming her to let her just hang loose. So I don't want to constrict her and put her on a tray list right now. One day I may do it, but I don't know about it right now. I'm just going to leave all my Hoyas. If they want to hang, they can hang. If they don't, that's fine. But it's not hurting me, so I don't mind letting her just hang. Some of these trails are really, really long, so I just wrap them around here. But I'm kind of scared to, you know, wrap her vines up because they do get dry and brittle and they can break easily. So I haven't really did a good trimming on her, but there are some of her vines that are pretty dried out, like this right here is dry, but then I don't know because it looks like that's a little green. So and there's stuff still looks like there's some kind of life. So I get scared to cut off anything unless I'm gonna propagate. But other than that, I don't really cut or mess with her leaves. Now I do let her dry completely out. I let her dry all the way to the bone because they are susceptible to root rot. So I do make sure that I let her soil dry out, which is a good thing. She's in inside of her plastic nursery pot because I can squeeze the bottom, but you just want to make sure that they dry completely out because they do not like their roots to be wet for too long. And if you're watering it and it's already moist, then you water it again, then you're going to have a problem. Now, I've heard other people saying you need to keep their soil moist, and you want to keep them, you know, their soil moist and this and that, but I've tried that and the plant almost lost the plant. So I don't mess around with their letting them I let them dry completely out, and then I give them a good drink. I either bottom water, or now it's summertime, I'll let her bottom water, or what I'll do is pour water right in the center. I'll move all these leaves back and get into that, the center of the water, the center of the soil, and I just wet the soil down real good, and I leave it sitting in a bowl, and then I let it sit in there for a while just to evaporate, because it's so hard, the soil's so hard. So it sits in the water, sits in the bowl for a while, until it soaks all that in, and then I pull her out, squeeze the bottom of her. I squeeze the bottom, and then I generally let her hang dry. I've recently been spraying this stuff, the foliage spray on her, or the orchid plant food. I've been spraying that on her. So we'll see what it does. I don't know. But like I said, I'm just trying it out. We'll see. I haven't seen a big difference with any of them. So I don't know. But it probably takes time to see the difference. So that's why I'll probably use this up and then make my own. Then I know exactly what I'm spraying on them also. Because when you make your own, then you know exactly what you're putting in there. So anyhow, bright and direct light. Her soil is a very well draining soil. She's in her nursery pot. I haven't changed her over. All my big Hoyas besides my Bella, I pretty much have not messed with their soil, and I haven't repotted them. I'm thinking about transferring them over to terracotta before winter, but I'm just thinking about that. I don't know yet. I may just keep them in these nursery pots until next year, and then I'll repot them, and I'm going to have to get some new plastic pots that I can put them in and repot them in. But I have drenched their soil with the Bonide systemic pest control. I put that in there, and I also do a neem spray or horticultural spray, and I put them all in the shower, spray them down real good, spray the soil, spray the leaves down, just to prevent from bugs and from the mold that they can get on their leaves. As far as humidity, I keep bowls of water around all my plants. That just, it works for them. It works for me. The misting and stuff, I do probably while I'm watering them, which is once a week now. Once every 7 days really is what their watering schedule is. And I do make sure while I'm watering them, I give them a good misting. I mist their leaves with this stuff. And that's about it. That's her care. Every now and then I'll throw them in the shower and shower them off. But mainly that's probably a once a month type of thing, or once every 2 weeks maybe. It depends. But I do make sure I check. I'm constantly checking for bugs. I treat them with that Bonide. You have to do that every, I believe, 60 days. So I do randomly go through all the plants while I'm watering, and I'll sprinkle some of the Bonide systemic into their soil. So yeah, and that's about it. I let her dry out. Very easy plant to take care of. Hoyas are just they're one of my faves. Like, they became one of my favorites. Them and Sansevierias, then philodendrons. I think those are the three that I'm going to stick with. I have whatever spider plants I want, and pothos. I have a few Dracaenas. And then monsteras, I like them too. Just I only have 2 kinds right now of monsteras, but I'm really into the Hoyas and Sansevierias, which really neat is they both flower at night. They both smell good at night time, because when my parva was flowering, I did a video on it, my Sansevieria parva, but you can smell the sweet, like jasmine, almost like gardenia smell, and it was at nighttime. So I believe you can smell Hoyas, if I'm not mistaken. They also smell good at night. So they're a lot alike because they like to dry completely out. They like bright and direct sun light. During the winter, My Hoyas did okay without a lot of light, actually. I have, I put a light on them that's 6,000 K, if I'm not mistaken. And they're the daylight bulbs. That's all I use during the winter, which when winter comes, when it starts getting ready, I'll do a video and show the lighting that I use. I don't use no special grow lights or nothing. I just use regular daylight bulbs that are, there's supposed to be more than 5,000 K kelvins, and then the lumens, I think they're like 3,800 lumens, but I'll get into that another video. So, but for now, this beauty. So yeah, you'll see her beautiful little, I guess they call her silver pink because of the silver freckles she has on her. I don't know. I just know she's a beauty, and she's so pretty and never really gives me any issues. You know, as far as humidity, I keep bowls of water around. I don't even have a humidifier for my plants, and they've been doing okay. I mean, I don't see them complaining much. They probably would benefit. Now, when winter comes, I do have a, I'll probably end up getting a cool mist humidifier for the winter. But I do have a vaporizer, which gives warm water into the air. But I just have a lot of hacks. I water my clothes. I wash my clothes out by hand, my towels and stuff, like my wash rags and stuff. I hang them out all around the plants. And then I wash out clothes a lot by hand. I'm very frugal, so I like to do things that, you know, whatever I can save some money. And so washing out by hands, I get my clothes really clean because I'm scrubbing them. And then I also hang the clothes out around the plant, so that's putting more moisture in the air. And then the bowls of water have been doing them pretty good. I don't, you know, like I said, I don't hear no complaints. So, well, I don't see no complaints. So they can't talk, but they can talk with their leaves, and they talk through their leaves, basically. So that's how you know something's going on, because it's going to show in their leaves. But yeah, other than that, so once again, when I do repot her, she's just in some real good soil. I hate to say, I don't even know what kind they've used, but it must be some good, well-draining soil. But when I do, I would use the same little, you know, orchid mix, orchid bark, sand, as much airy stuff as you can, and which I use on pretty much everybody except sansevierias. I just give them a good rocky soil. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I would use as a very well draining soil. A lot of orchid bark, because once again, they're epiphytes, so they grow on other trees and stuff in nature. So and grow in rocks and gravel and all that stuff. That's how they grow. They don't really grow just sitting in soil. If you see them, they're generally hanging on a tree. And so that's why they also get that moisture from the air, which I believe the bowls of water works perfectly for them. They love it. I have quite a bit of bowls, just glass bowls of water, decorative bowls, and I just sit the water around them, all around it, and I change those waters out probably once a week, and they're empty, so I know the water is going somewhere. So, and it's a free way. You don't have to use no electricity doing that. So, you know, but this is Sacramento, California. Our air gets dry. It's you know, up in the air. Now, I can say, they say Hoya's like cold nights, cold, humid nights, and hot daytime. And that's what Sacramento, California will give you. We get very, especially in the summer, it's been 100 and 200. It's been in the hundreds. And it stays about 80 to 80. Well, 82 is probably the hottest it'll get inside my apartment. But it at nighttime, it gets humid outside, and we get colder nights. We get them it's about in the 60s. Sometimes even lower 50s. Not, we'll say up to 55 is probably the coldest it would get at night. But generally it stays in the 60s for summertime. It's generally around 60, 62. So they say they like cold nights, cold, humid nights, and they love warm during the day. So I guess that's how to mimic in nature. So that's what I've heard, what I've researched, that's what I've studied. And so they all are by the windows, and I have my windows open. So the little ones are really all sitting right by the window. The ones hanging, I'm gonna get them pushed up against the window. I just need to figure out how I'm gonna get all these. I need to move everything around, but I'm getting ready to get my kitchen in order, so then I can pretty much start organizing everybody where they're gonna go. But for now, they all do get cold, humid nights and warm daytime, with the bowls of water. So with it being warm, that the bowls of water does keep the air moist, because they've got all those bowls of water. The water goes up in the air, especially in glass bowls. It kind of heats up the bowl of water and it just evaporates. And I know it works because, like I said, I'm constantly having to change the bowls out. So the water's not being spilled, it's going up in the air. So that's as far as humidity. That's how I provide the humidity for her. I let her dry completely out. I let her, like I said, I hang her on a rod. I even sometimes hang her in my let her hang in the kitchen, between a door. I let her hang in between there. I pretty hang her everywhere. I live in an apartment, so we don't have I'm not gonna put a bunch of holes in the walls. So I try my hardest to just use, I hang them from racks. I hang my Hoyas all over the place. They either get in the kitchen. I even have one of those coat rack things that you hang on a door. I hang them on there. So there's a bunch of good ideas that you can do to hang up your plants. I've seen quite a bit, and there's a lot on YouTube if you want to watch videos, but I just use different random ways. But other than that, that's pretty much it. This plant's easy to take care of. Like I said, this is my care. This is how I take care of it. My Hoya Publicalyx pink silver in Sacramento, California. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Hope I was informative. And I just hope everyone has a blessed week. Thanks so much for watching, and bye.